If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The Cleveland Browns find themselves deep in the trenches of a challenging season, one marked by growing pains, missed opportunities, and the often unforgiving spotlight that comes with professional football. For a team that entered the year with high hopes, a 2-7 record is a reality that weighs heavily on both the coaching staff and the players. Among the most closely watched stories this season has been the development of rookie quarterback Dillon Gabriel, who has been thrust into the starting role with expectations that are as high as they are demanding. Learning on the job is never easy, and the pressure of leading an NFL team, especially one with a passionate fan base like Cleveland, is immense. Yet, amid the mounting losses and frustrating performances, there is a sense of optimism inside the locker room, a quiet but persistent belief in the potential of their young signal caller, and at the center of that belief is star wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. Jeudy, known for his smooth route running and reliable hands, has emerged not just as a key offensive weapon, but as a vocal supporter of Gabriel's growth. Following the Browns' recent and particularly tough loss to the New York Jets, a game where offensive consistency was scarce and the team failed to capitalize on several critical opportunities, Jeudy took a moment to publicly affirm his confidence in the rookie quarterback. In a league where criticism is swift and patience often thin, such a statement is significant. "I think Dillon's constantly growing each game," Jeudy remarked, highlighting the incremental improvements he has noticed. "Each game he has, I feel like he's just getting better and better, and all a quarterback needs is opportunities and consistency. So him being out there and just getting more reps is going to give him more confidence, and I see Dillon consistently growing each week." These words are more than just polite locker room platitudes. They reflect a genuine investment in Gabriel's development and a recognition that true progress at the quarterback position cannot be rushed. The performance on the field during that game against the Jets offered glimpses of both promise and the work still required. Jeudy was undoubtedly Gabriel's most reliable target, hauling in 6 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown, proving that the chemistry between the two can produce tangible results even when the rest of the offense struggles. It is in those flashes of connection that hope is cultivated. While the team's overall offensive output was uneven, the moments when Gabriel and Jeudy synced up offered a blueprint for what could be if consistency and execution align. The ability of a young quarterback to trust his receivers, and vice versa, is foundational, and Jeudy's performance demonstrates that the Browns have at least one stable pillar to build around in the midst of adversity. Behind the scenes, the organization has made it clear that they are committed to Gabriel, signaling a willingness to endure the growing pains that inevitably come with a rookie quarterback. Head coach Kevin Stefanski addressed the decision to stick with Gabriel after the Jets game, putting to rest any speculation of a mid-season change at the most scrutinized position in football. "Yeah, we're going to stick with Dillon," Stefanski stated plainly, acknowledging both the challenges and the potential. "Obviously, this is a young player that you're always trying to get one game better, but we have to play better as an offense, we have to coach better, all the above." Stefanski's approach emphasizes that while Gabriel's mistakes are under a microscope, the responsibility for improvement is shared across the entire team, from coaching strategy to execution by every player on the field. Gabriel himself has been candid about his frustrations and the learning curve he faces. Completing 17 of 32 passes for 167 yards and 2 touchdowns in the Jets matchup, he acknowledged both the personal and collective shortcomings that contributed to the loss. "It's always frustrating when it's not going the way you want it to and you put in the work and time, but in crucial moments you've got to have it and execute," Gabriel admitted. His words reflect the tension of being a rookie quarterback in the NFL, a combination of personal accountability, a desire to grow, and the knowledge that the margin for error is thin. For Gabriel, this season is as much about cultivating mental toughness as it is about refining mechanics or mastering the playbook. Each snap is a test of resilience, and each drive a learning opportunity, even when the scoreboard doesn't reward those efforts. From a narrative standpoint, what is striking is the unity and support surrounding Gabriel. In the midst of a losing streak that could easily breed dissent or doubt, Jeudy's public endorsement carries weight. Leadership in football comes in many forms, and veteran players offering their trust in younger teammates can significantly shape the culture of a team. For Gabriel, knowing that a top receiver believes in his trajectory offers not just reassurance, but a tangible boost to his confidence. When a player of Judy's caliber openly vouches for him, it signals to the rest of the locker room and to the fans that the organization is not waffling on its commitment to the rookie, creating a stabilizing effect during a turbulent period. Looking ahead, the Browns face one of their more daunting challenges, preparing to take on a formidable Baltimore Ravens defense. The task ahead is clear. The offense must improve, execution must sharpen, and Gabriel must continue his developmental arc under real game pressure. The support from teammates, particularly from someone who has proven to be reliable and clutch in his own right, will be critical in this process. Judy's voice is a reminder that setbacks are not endpoints but opportunities to grow, and that unity, both on and off the field, can be a powerful catalyst for improvement. The Browns' narrative this season is increasingly less about the immediate results and more about the foundation they are laying for the future, with Gabriel at the helm and Judy as a cornerstone of that support system. Ultimately, the story of Dylan Gabriel and Jerry Jeudy is emblematic of a larger truth in professional sports. Talent alone is never sufficient. Development, resilience, and trust form the backbone of progress, especially in the high-pressure, unforgiving arena of the NFL. While the Browns' 2-7 record and recent setbacks are undeniable, they exist alongside a quieter but equally compelling storyline of growth, mentorship, and perseverance. Judy's steadfast confidence in Gabriel signals that, even when the scoreboard tells one story, the team's internal narrative is one of belief, dedication, and shared purpose. It is in these moments, when adversity is high and the road ahead is steep, that leadership and loyalty are tested, and the Browns, at least from what can be seen through the lens of their star receiver, appear committed to rising to the challenge together. The season is far from over, the lessons are ongoing, and the promise of what Gabriel and the Browns can achieve, especially with allies like Judy by his side, continues to offer a compelling reason for fans to stay invested in the journey, despite the setbacks and frustrations that inevitably accompany a young quarterback finding his way. In the NFL, enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Scandal is sweeping through the NFL world, and the sports universe can't stop buzzing about it. Sources close to league insiders have revealed what some are already calling one of the most shocking moments in recent football history. A game that was meant to be a defining showdown between the Jets and the Browns has been officially canceled following a thorough and controversial review. Fans, analysts, and commentators alike are struggling to make sense of the decision, and whispers are circulating that the implications could ripple through the entire season. The league has been tight-lipped about the specifics, but those in the know hint that the review uncovered anomalies that go far beyond standard officiating errors or minor misjudgments. The very fact that a game can be annulled after being played has left the sports community in disbelief, and social media is exploding with theories, outrage, and speculation. Some argue that it's an unprecedented move, something that could set a dangerous precedent if not handled with absolute transparency, while others see it as a necessary step to protect the integrity of the sport. Industry insiders suggest that this decision did not come lightly. Allegedly, a combination of officiating discrepancies, potential rule misapplications, and controversial plays led the league to reconsider the legitimacy of what unfolded on the field. Rumors hint at specific moments during the game that were flagged during post-match analysis, moments so contentious that league officials reportedly held emergency meetings to determine the appropriate course of action. Some believe that the review may have been prompted by complaints from both teams' management, who allegedly provided video evidence and analytics challenging the fairness of key calls. This has, of course, fueled the fire across fan bases, with Jets supporters expressing frustration at the perceived disrespect to their team's effort, while Browns fans are questioning whether the league's intervention was justified or if it unfairly benefits one side over the other. The tension is palpable, and the dialogue online has shifted from casual discussion to heated debate, with hashtags trending and sports forums filled with long-winded threads dissecting every possible angle of this cancellation. What makes this scenario even more intriguing is the secrecy surrounding the review process. Reports suggest that the NFL has convened panels of referees, former players, and analysts to re-examine every minute of the game. The methodology behind these reviews, however, remains a closely guarded secret, fueling conspiracy theories. Some insiders whisper that the league may be trying to cover up a deeper controversy, potentially involving officiating collusion or errors of judgment that could damage the NFL's reputation if made public. Others argue that this is simply a case of the league taking extraordinary measures to uphold the standards of fair play, but the lack of concrete information leaves fans on edge. It's not just about one game anymore. It's about how the league's decisions resonate throughout the season, affecting standings, playoff projections, and, inevitably, the credibility of NFL governance. The ripple effect of canceling a high-profile matchup cannot be understated, as betting markets, fantasy leagues, and sports media are all scrambling to adjust to a reality that was unimaginable just a few days ago. There's also chatter about the potential consequences for the teams themselves. Players, who trained rigorously and prepared mentally for the showdown, are reportedly frustrated and confused. Coaches are said to be in closed-door meetings with management, weighing their options for responding to the league's ruling. The psychological impact of having a game essentially erased from official records is not insignificant, as athletes thrive on momentum, confidence, and the tangible outcomes of their efforts. Some analysts suggest that this could influence future matchups, not just for the Jets and Browns, but for every team in the league, as players and coaches may approach games with heightened awareness that outcomes could be questioned or even overturned under extraordinary circumstances. There's even speculation that this might lead to changes in league policies, forcing the NFL to implement clearer rules about post-game reviews, officiating accountability, and the conditions under which a game can be voided. If so, the Jets-Browns controversy might go down in history not as a mere canceled matchup, but as a catalyst for systemic reform. The media frenzy surrounding this cancellation has been relentless. Analysts on sports networks are dissecting every possible scenario, replaying controversial plays in slow motion, and interviewing former referees about how such situations are typically handled. Podcasts and YouTube channels are exploding with content speculating about the why and how behind the league's unprecedented move. Some commentators have even suggested that the cancellation could be part of a larger strategy to assert league authority and maintain the perception of fairness, especially in a climate where fan trust and credibility are constantly under scrutiny. Others, however, see it as a misstep, a decision that could alienate loyal fans who feel cheated out of a live, competitive experience. The debate has gone beyond just sports. Legal analysts, statisticians, and ethicists are weighing in, each trying to parse the implications of a league capable of retroactively nullifying a game. And the social media response has been relentless, with thousands of posts, memes, and videos circulating within hours of the announcement, capturing both humor and outrage in equal measure. Rumors are also swirling about potential behind-the-scenes drama between league executives and team owners. Some reports claim that disagreements over financial stakes, television rights, and playoff implications may have played a role in the decision-making process. While nothing has been confirmed, the mere suggestion adds a layer of intrigue to an already sensational situation. Fans are hungry for transparency, demanding explanations about why a game that appeared to be fully legitimate on the surface could suddenly be wiped from official records. Meanwhile, sports writers and analysts are compiling timelines, cross-referencing plays, and attempting to reconstruct the game's controversial moments for public scrutiny. Each new detail that surfaces seems to generate even more questions, creating a feedback loop of speculation and rumor that shows no sign of slowing down. Adding to the chaos, there's speculation about how this cancellation might affect the league's reputation with international audiences. The NFL has been working for years to expand its global fan base, and a scandal of this magnitude, one that calls into question the integrity of game outcomes, could have far-reaching consequences. International broadcasters, sponsors, and fans are reportedly monitoring the situation closely, with some suggesting that the league may need to implement crisis communication strategies to maintain confidence in the product. At the same time, Die-hard domestic fans are debating whether the decision was an act of courage or a catastrophic error, further polarizing opinions within the football community. The sense of unpredictability has only heightened the drama, with some observers comparing the situation to historic sports controversies that shook entire leagues. The narrative is still developing, and no one knows how the story will ultimately resolve. But the fact remains, the NFL has never faced a cancellation of this magnitude under such opaque circumstances. While the league's official statement remains brief and somewhat cryptic, the consensus among insiders is that this is more than just a technicality. It's a reflection of a sport grappling with its own standards, its authority, and the pressures of modern scrutiny. Fans, journalists, and analysts alike are left to fill in the gaps, interpreting every word, leak, and social media post as potential insight into the truth. Some have speculated that there could even be legal ramifications, with both teams considering their options to challenge the ruling or seek clarification on how the decision was reached. The conversation has transcended mere fandom, touching on governance, accountability, and the ethics of competitive sports in the modern era. The Jets-Browns cancellation has become a touchstone for debates that go beyond touchdowns and tackles, highlighting the fragile balance between entertainment, fairness, and institutional authority in professional athletics. As the rumor mill continues to churn, one thing is clear. The NFL has ignited a firestorm that will not easily be extinguished. Fans are vocal, media outlets are relentless, and the league faces the challenge of navigating public perception while maintaining control over the situation. Every new report seems to add another layer of complexity, keeping analysts on edge and audiences glued to screens. Whether this incident will be remembered as a scandal, a necessary intervention, or a turning point for league governance, the debate is already underway. And in the midst of it all, the Jets and Browns stand at the center of a maelstrom that is redefining what it means to play and officiate professional football in an era where every decision can be scrutinized, questioned, and, apparently, overturned after the fact. The fallout is far from over, and speculation continues to dominate headlines. While official channels provide minimal guidance, the narrative has taken on a life of its own, fueled by insider tips, leaked commentary, and fan-driven analysis. Some predict that the implications of this decision will reverberate throughout the league for months, even years, influencing everything from playoff scenarios to rule changes and beyond. The intrigue surrounding the Jets-Browns cancellation is a reminder that, in the NFL, the game never really ends when the clock runs out. The drama can extend far beyond the field, into boardrooms, social media, and living rooms around the world. This story, rife with uncertainty, emotion, and rumor, is destined to be dissected endlessly, with each twist and turn leaving fans, players, and commentators alike wondering what could possibly come next. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!